One thing I wanted to quick mention related to the last video that I did, that was about our conditioning and our patterns and things that we kind of grow up with, and we end up becoming those things or thinking that those things are how we have to act or what we have to do or even who we actually are. One thing I wanted to quick mention that I didn't get a chance to mention in that last video is that some of these things are simply not occurring anymore in terms of sensing because of the non-use of them. So we've become so used to using only certain phrases, certain patterns, certain body movements, certain ways of living. We've become so used to that just from non-use, some of the other possible faculties and senses and perceptions and abilities are no longer being used. So the reason I like actually sensing and feeling it in this way is that, or I would say framing it in this way, is like they've gone out of they've moved away or out of our living experience over time as a result of non-use, is because that means that we can choose to pick them up again and start using them. So even though we do have all of this conditioning and habits and generational patterns and etc., we can actually start to shift things through tuning into other people who have senses that are open in other ways, sensing into a vibrational frequency that is different than the one that we're currently at. Considering or looking at the possibilities that are there instead of what we're stuck with. And it's kind of like this process that happens in it's a sort of natural flow that happens, and it will start to spontaneously arise by itself. Also, we can use things like intention and things and other types of prayers to open up some of these faculties, because they're not lost to us. These other faculties and these other sensing abilities are still there. It's just we haven't really tapped into them or the potential that is there because of the use of only certain patterns, certain conditionings, and certain beliefs. And this is big because even in the area of trauma, if you consider that we are collectively all stuck in these same types of patterns that we just keep moving along in collectively, then when some of us start to consider that there could be other possible patterns that we can pick up and that we can live from, it opens up possibility for everybody. And so the more we can really ask and be curious about what are all the possibilities here? What are some of the sensing faculties that I have access to that I've not used, that they've actually just fallen away out of non-use? We can maybe start to tap into, feel into, and sense the diverse array of unique and beautiful and rich depth that is possible living on this planet. And so that's just a little side note that I felt like it was really important to mention. And it's really exciting to consider because we no longer are tied into this area where we are we think we only are our patterns or only are our conditioning. We can start to actually open up new areas that we maybe even didn't they seem strange to us or we don't even recognize because they have kind of fallen out of our experience from not being used. So It's just a new way to frame it, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So thank you.